it's one more thing why Gervonta Davis can beat him.
So you think all that's going to be beneficial for Gervonta, obviously, right? It's going to matter in the fight?
I think so.
Good. Second round, he was just running, holding.
Gervonta Davis has elevated his training for the Lamont Roach rematch by incorporating Vasiliy Lomachenko into his preparations for the upcoming August bout. Davis is regarded as one of the most accomplished amateurs in boxing history. Interestingly, this marks the first time Lomachenko has attracted attention since he announced his retirement last week. His retirement declaration confirmed that the long-anticipated fight between him and Davis is now impossible.
I can fight with him for free. I can fight for. Why he can't fight with me when I stay in the 130? Why then I was a 130 champion, WBO champion. He has a IBF title. Why in that moment he can't fight with me?
I wanted to see him and Tank Davis a couple years ago. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing, kind of like we talked about with same thing we talked about with Canelo, that if he's ever going to fight Benavidez, it better be soon. If this fight's going to happen, it has to happen soon, because Lomachenko, again, the clock is still ticking.
As a result, Tank reached out to him specifically to help understand Lamont Roach's style. Stylistically, Lamont Roach resembles Gervonta Davis, except Davis delivers much stronger punches. However, Roach is clever and, like Tank, knows how to box well. Both fighters have the box-a-puncher style, which explains why Davis has struggled to defeat him. Lomachenko had an amateur record of 397 fights with only one loss, so it was no surprise how successful his career became. Interestingly, Lomachenko was a fan of Lamont Roach, while Tank's boxing is more power-based. But he possesses the skill to support it, as seen in his training sessions. A common criticism in his fights is that he loses early rounds while studying his opponent, which can be a disadvantage against skilled fighters. As usual, his training focused on power, but he also worked on muscle flexibility, strength, and endurance. The video showed Tank doing bodyweight exercises, stretches, and push-ups. The lightweight world champion has missed weight multiple times throughout his career, and to avoid the issues faced in his last fight where he missed the weigh-in, he was seen jogging and making efforts to cut weight. After completing his body exercises, the world champion moved to the mitts and punching bag to test his punching power. He then did some sparring with an unfamiliar partner before taking a short rest. Afterward, he faced the camera and said, "I'll unleash everything on August 16th. His speed, strength, confidence, and skill are more than enough to deter Lamont Roach from accepting the fight. The American superstar is incredibly talented inside the ring and remains unbeaten in his 30 professional bouts. His lightning-fast hands and explosive speed have led many to compare him to the legend and former mentor Floyd Mayweather, but he also possesses terrifying punching power." Davis has returned to the gym to get ready for his upcoming bout against Lamont Roach, which is now set for March 1st. Recently, footage surfaced showing the American back in the ring training. Alongside his team, he displayed incredible speed as he worked the pads with his training partner, impressing everyone with his remarkable quickness.
Hey, we're gonna go 35, 12.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words,
Tank delivered short, sharp punches at an impressive pace, leaving fans amazed by what they saw. Davis possesses exceptional hand speed, and spectators quickly reacted, with one commenting, "Simply incredible," while another said, "He's on another level, so talented." One fan pointed out that many hadn't noticed he's a natural southpaw performing in an orthodox stance, including his footwork, which shows he's truly in a league of his own. Fans even began predicting the outcome of his next fight, with one writing, "Tank versus Roach won't last long." Another viewer added, "He looks fight ready now." Boxing fans nearly saw this matchup in 2024, but negotiations fell apart after ESPN reported Lomachenko wanted to take the rest of the year off. Loma isn't in the mood right now. He lacks motivation at the moment, Lomachenko's manager, Aegis Clemus, told Steve Kim of ESPN he's taking time off to be with family. Money isn't what drives him. The 37-year-old Ukrainian defeated George Kambosos Jr. last May to claim the IBF title, but hasn't defended it or shown signs of a comeback. The IBF issued Lomachenko an ultimatum, requiring him to face the winner of a planned interim fight between Raymond Muratalla and another contender if Lomachenko competes. A matchup against the winner of Muratalla versus Abdulov in 2025 seems unlikely. Many boxers dream of working with His Excellency Turki Alalshik, the mastermind behind Riyadh's boxing boom and a key figure in the sport's recent resurgence. As chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Alalshik has played a major role in organizing some of boxing's biggest events in recent years.
Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, hit the head, roll under the bed. Good job.
From Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk to the eagerly awaited battle between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, the Saudi royal has reignited a passion that many thought boxing had lost. Yet, one name is noticeably missing from Alalshik's star-studded lineup, Gervonta Davis, despite Alalshik's growing influence. The Baltimore native has stayed clear of his circle. However, Tank has explained why he hasn't joined forces with boxing's most powerful promoter, while also sharing the conditions that would need to be met for a potential fight against World Boxing Council lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, which could take place either this year or the next. According to an Instagram post from Hand Rap TV, which shared what the World Boxing Association lightweight champion told Lil Yachty in February, the 30-year-old revealed he had issues with their initial approach. "They came at me the wrong way the first time," Gervonta Davis said, as quoted in the post. "They told me I'd fight Devin Haney, then said Devin was their guy." This appeared to raise some concerns for the undefeated power puncher, who felt the situation was unfairly stacked against him.
He retired, and he was saying that I felt as though like he didn't really like. They were saying that he was scared or anything like that. I was like,
"If Devin is your guy, then you have to pay me." Davis explained what it would take for him to work with Alalshik. "I already know what I'm walking into. I need to get the knockout, otherwise they'll give the win to him." Since Devin Haney has moved out of lightweight and Shakur Stevenson is aligned with Riyadh season, a fight between Stevenson and Davis is considered inevitable. Paying Davis fairly is the only way to make the Stevenson-Davis matchup happen. Meanwhile, Davis is scheduled for his highly anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach Jr. on August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, Nevada, following their controversial draw on March 1st in New York.
it's like people selling that self. Like, you know, even the picture where everybody was in the room. Look like some devil. Facts though, some dope, like, yeah. Like some devil. They sold that song.
Yeah, you go with that.
That was crazy. And you seen how the guy he looked at the scorecard. Yeah.
On the other hand, Stevenson is set to defend his World Boxing Council lightweight title against William Zepeda on July 12, 2025 at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. Returning to Davis and Alalshik, this isn't the first time Davis has spoken out about not working with the Saudi royal. During the Bivol versus Beterbiev card in February, the Baltimore knockout artist made startling accusations against the Saudi advisor, and even the fighters aligned with him. His main concern was the growing influence of the Saudi royal over boxing, which he expressed in the same interview with Lil Yachty. "They've been saying they're getting messed over there. It's not just one fight. It's multiple fights, Tank stated, hinting at biased judging and manipulation.
If you care. Cause some interviews I see you say like, yeah, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. Where you stand on that?
It's just like it's so up and down in the sport. When I say up and down in the sport, it's like a lot of people don't know, but there've been 3 or 4 people in my weight class that been undisputed type of thing, and they held it for like only a couple months. I beat Ryan.
Referring to a viral photo at the time where boxers posed with Lomachenko, Davis claimed it looked like something sinister. It looked like devil stuff, didn't it? Facts. Though, devil stuff, like they sold their souls. That said, his Excellency Turkey Lomachenko will have to offer a lot more money to persuade Davis to step into the ring with Shocker Stevenson. Davis is one of boxing's most powerful punchers, having demolished nearly all of his 30 opponents. Scoring 28 knockouts in those fights, he's a proven crowd puller, a major pay-per-view draw, and one of the sport's top pound-for-pound fighters.
Ryan beat Devin. Devin was undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's up and down. Cause some people will discredit what I've done. Ain't gonna lie. My influence, my everything in the sport is that long. Even coming from where I come from is like, feel me? I feel like I'm already up there with whoever. Like Floyd Mayweather.
Gervonta Tank Davis is scheduled to make his 31st ring appearance on March 1st, 2025, against Lamont Roach. Roach is a super featherweight world champion and a former amateur rival of Davis. Although Davis defeated Roach twice in their amateur bouts, Roach believes that at least one of those results was due to incorrect scoring. Davis's commitment to boxing is unquestionable. His coach shared how Tank was moved 2 tiers after watching Adrian Broner fight in Vegas, which inspired him to achieve greatness since 2014. The boxing star has amassed a series of knockout wins, with Isaac Cruz being the only opponent to win by judges' decision during that time.
In the midst of camp, you don't do nothing, huh?
Yeah, it's only gym at home for me.
No bottles, no clubs.
Yeah, no clubs, no females,
no women.
Yeah, even if I'm like with a female, I'm not having sex with her.
It's strict.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did that mentality come from? Because when I put myself in that situation, or in my situation, when I first got to money or women and shit, I was.
Gervonta Davis requested some Skittles before knocking out Hector Luis Garcia. In his most recent bout, in his last 3 fights, Tank stopped Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, and Hector Luis Garcia, the latter of whom Roach also defeated by split decision. Garcia is the only common opponent between Davis and Roach and was stopped by Tank in the 9th round of their 2023 fight. Before the match, Davis reportedly asked his team for both regular and sour Skittles as a pre-fight snack, then went on to dominate Garcia. Since their fight, Garcia's record has dropped to 16-2, although he was undefeated at the time they met.
Come on, man. You want to get Tank over here and fight? Man, I already know what y'all gonna do. Yeah. But every time I say something, it's like I'm hating.
Just as the week of their first press conference approached an event where they would face each other for the first time, they escalated to a live video confrontation. The most striking thing about Lamont Roach's clash with Gervonta Davis was that Roach showed no signs of intimidation, especially compared to Frank Martin, who appeared full of fear and doubt before his fight. Roach was quick to respond to every attempt by Davis to intimidate him and was actually the one who sparked much of the feud. He provoked Davis until Tank revealed his fierce side, but even then, Roach didn't back down.
You got a talent, the money gonna come, for sure. So I wouldn't even tell them to focus on the money. Hey, good talent there, I don't even worry about the money. That's all you gotta worry about.
Many who witnessed this believed it was due to Lamont Roach's familiarity with Gervonta Davis from their amateur days, where Davis currently leads, having won both of their previous encounters.
You know what? Don't let me knock him out now. One of the biggest upsets in boxing. I mean, tell me, Coach. And like then also, go ahead.
I like Lamont Roach and his team, you know.
After his victory over Frank Martin a few months ago, he called out several fighters on his radar. But none of the names seem significant except for Lamont Roach. It's unclear how Roach, who isn't even in the lightweight division, ended up on that list and positioned himself as Gervonta Davis's next opponent.
The whole Roach team, man. Again, I will not go hard with the team like I do everybody else because, you know, we've been around each other for years, and his uncle Vasiliy Roach was a nice guy.
Davis, 29, is back in the headlines amid rumors about his next fight, as he plans to face super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. Terrence Crawford has once again shared his thoughts on the highly controversial bout between Gervonta Davis and Roach Jr. on March 1st. The two clashed in New York, resulting in a majority decision draw, with many believing that Roach had done enough to secure the win. Adding to the controversy was an incident in the 9th round when Tank took a knee and quickly went to his corner to have his face wiped. This wasn't ruled a knockdown, sparking heated debate over whether it should have been counted as one.
I'm really like mad out, but it's just like, you know.
Anyone in mind that you're thinking about after Roach?
Nah, not yet. We're just trying to focus on him right now, and then once we get him out the way, then.
Had it been ruled a knockdown, Roach Jr. would have won the fight outright. Terrence Crawford was one of the few who believed Roach Jr. won back in March. Now, over a month later, the two-weight undisputed champion appeared on the Ring Champs with Owen Barrett podcast, where he shared a tough truth for the Baltimore fighter, saying, "I still had Roach winning by maybe 1 or 2 rounds." The Nebraskan added that the fight was close but felt Tank Davis was overly confident, which influenced how the fight played out. "I think Tank underestimated him and was just expecting him to fight his usual style so he could get the knockout," Crawford explained. As one.
Right now, and then once we get him out the way, then we can, you know.
Speaking of other title holders in the division, we know you were close to the Lomachenko fight. Shakur Stevenson is another title holder in the division. Shakur and Schofield are fighting. What are your thoughts on that fight?
No thoughts.
Do you have a prediction on that?
In the face of boxing, we weren't able to make the grand arrivals yesterday. I know sometimes like Canelo, I'm sure he doesn't want to go to the arrival, doesn't want to talk to us and all our...
The 37-year-old explained that Gervonta Davis often falls behind on the judges' scorecards, but still wins thanks to his knockout power. "I always say Tank is losing until he's not losing," he said, referencing fights against Leo Santa, Cruz, Raleigh, and even Ryan Garcia, who all performed well in the early rounds. When asked if the WBA lightweight champion depends too much on his punching power, Crawford replied, "I do. This reliance on knockouts could backfire if Davis fails to secure the stoppage, potentially leading to a loss by decision."
Like combat sport, the sport spirit, because the NBA is they in the finals and things like that. Just everything. I feel as though I'm excited to be a part of everything that's going on. Just to be here today, fighting in the MGM thing on, you know what I mean? It's a great event. You know what I mean? I'm just, thank you guys.
Tank, when you got in the finals, when you got in the finals.
got more to do, guys. I don't know. Right, Dallas.
You got Dallas?
However, the question remains, does Crawford believe Roach Jr. will succeed this time? Initially, the rematch between Davis and Roach Jr. was scheduled for June 21st. According to Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix, the date was later pushed back to August 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada, while the venue hasn't been confirmed yet. The leading options are T-Mobile Arena and MGM Grand Garden.
He would never even think about to come up to 154. What about 47 though? Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54. Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like... I just really don't like that dude. Why though? Cause I just don't like him. Like I really don't like him. That's like, just not your cup of tea. That's just not. Yeah, I don't like nothing about him. Tank would never. He would never even think about to come up to 154. What about 47 though? Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54. Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like... I just really don't like that dude. Why though? Cause I just don't like him. Like I really don't like him. That's like, just not your cup of tea. That's just not. Yeah, I don't like nothing about him.
Despite backing Roach Jr. in the first bout, Crawford shared his prediction for the rematch during the same podcast. While he believed Roach had done enough to win the initial fight, Crawford doesn't think the Reaper will come out on top in the second meeting. And that wraps it up for now. For all the latest updates, highlights, events, and action from the world of boxing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our high-quality content. Until next time, peace.